Prince Harry criticizes paparazzi who photographed Princess Diana as she lay dying. As the 20th anniversary of Princess Diana's death draws closer, a number of documentaries have been released to mark her untimely passing at the age of 36. In July, her sons Prince William and Prince Harry opened up about the pain of her loss in the HBO documentary Diana, Our Mother, Her Life and Legacy, in which they expressed regret at the rush of their last phone call with their mother on what would turn out to be her last day on Earth. Even more recently, private tapes of the princess speaking candidly about her marriage to Prince Charles were featured in Channel 4's Diana, in her own words, in which she described going sobbing to Queen Elizabeth II for advice on what she should do about her disintegrating marriage, only to receive the answer, "I don't know." Now yet another documentary, the BBC's Diana, 7 Days, takes a closer look at the horrific car crash that caused the princess's death and its aftermath. Diana, 7 Days airs in the U.S. at 8 p.m. ET on Sept 1 on NBC. Diana was killed along with Dodi Fayed on August 31, 1997, when their car crashed in a Paris tunnel after being pursued by paparazzi. Their driver, Henri Paul, also died and was later found to have been under the influence of alcohol. In Diana, 7 Days, Harry speaks vehemently about the behavior of the paparazzi after having chased Diana down. Although they were partially responsible for causing the crash in the first place, they then continued to photograph her as she lay dying. "I think one of the hardest things to come to terms with is the fact that the people who chased her into the tunnel were the same people who were taking photographs of her while she was still dying on the back seat of the car," he said. "William and I know that. We've been told that numerous times by people that know that was the case. She'd had quite a severe head injury, but she was still very much alive on the back seat, and those people that caused the accident, instead of helping, were taking photographs of her dying on the back seat. And then those photographs made their way back to news desks in this country." Diana died sometime later in hospital. Her bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones was the only survivor of the crash. Prince William also speaks about the trauma of losing of his mother, believing that such an event will either make or break you. He said, "I wouldn't let it break me, I wanted it to make me. I wanted to make her proud." He went on, "I didn't want her worried or her legacy to be that William and or Harry were completely and utterly devastated by it, and that all the hard work and all the love and all the energy she put into us when we were younger would go to waste." Both William and Harry praised their family members for helping them cope during the most difficult period of their lives, when they were aged only 15 and 12, respectively. Harry said that their father Prince Charles was there for us even though he too was going through the same grieving process. Harry said, "He was the one out of two left and he tried to do his best and to make sure we were protected and looked after." William said that their grandmother, the Queen, with whom they were staying in Balmoral at the time, deliberately removed the newspapers and things like that, so there was nothing in the house at all, so we didn't know what was going on. They also opened up about the ordeal of Diana's funeral procession, in which they walked for miles behind her coffin through London streets thronged with mourners. William said, "It was a very alien environment. I couldn't understand why everyone wanted to cry as loud as they did and show such emotion as they did when they didn't really know our mother." He explained, however, looking, "Over the last few years I've learned to understand what it was that she gave the world and what she gave a lot of people." Harry said, hearing people screaming in the crowds. "I think the broadcast news even today still talks about the silence. Of course, there was a huge amount of silence. But what I remember is every 50 yards or whatever, certain people in the crowd just unable to contain their emotion." Both of Diana's sons are determined to continue to make the most of their lives, with Harry saying, "All I want to do is try and fill the holes that my mother has left, and between myself and William and everybody else that's in those privileged positions to try and make a difference." Read more about how William and Harry, along with the